Hi, in this video, we will go over 25 Live, how to reserve the space, how to reserve resources, etc. Keep in mind when you're a student organization and you're having an event and or meeting, it needs to be in both 25 Live and Collegiate Link if it's happening on campus. You can search for 25 Live in two ways, via My Hilltop or in Collegiate Link under Campus Links. Once you're logged in to 25 Live, you will be brought to the home page, which is a quick overview of the calendar for the month you're currently in. And you can see all the events that are happening when and where and what time. The tabs that are most important for you as a student org are going to be Event Wizards, Events, Location, and Resources. So we're going to take a look at the Events tabs first. You select the Events tab. You can search the calendar by the event name. You must be very specific about what the name is called. Here I pulled up the AOS plant sale and I did a date range from today's date until end of the month. You will notice that AOS is having a plant sale on Fondren Lawn from 10 to 1 on the 27th and 28th. You can search for all different types of events that are happening on campus, but again, you need to be specific. So if you're not sure exactly what the event's called, but you maybe know the location, you can also type in the location for that. Here, for example, I've typed in Fondren Lawn, and I use today's date. A couple things here, you'll notice that Fondren Lawn is being reserved right now for serve one day from 9 to 12. So you wouldn't be able to reserve that lawn during that time as it's booked. You'll notice everything from 1 and on is open. If it's in green, it's booked, and if it's in white, then it's open. You can also change the date here to find other dates for you. You'll notice tomorrow Fondren Lawn's open, so if you wanted to host an event, you can select right here and click on this little pen and paper, and it'll help you start creating an event to book Fondren Lawn. Then you can click on your resource tab, and resources are going to be things such as the topper tender, the PA system, chairs, trash cans, and tables. If you know what you're looking for, you're going to search. So for example, I typed in topper tender, again, staying with today's date. And what you're reserving as a student organization is the Student Life Topper Tender. You'll notice the stock total is 3. None are reserved. We only have 3. If it says 2, then 1 is out. And here again, since it's showing 3, that means no one has it. You can reserve it for any time today. Another resource you can search for would be PA system. And keep in mind, all resources must be reserved ahead of time while you're creating the event. Here we go. You'll be reserving anything that says Student Life Mini PA, and then the Student Life Big PA system here, and we all have it in stock for today. Now we're going to go back and talk about Event Wizard and how to reserve an event, the location, and the resources all in one. So we'll start off with the event name. Then we're going to put in what type of event. It's always going to be student organized. You'll notice a yellow star. You guys can star it. That way it always populates. Then you're going to type of what type of organization. Again, you want to be student organization. And here's your yellow star to make it a favorite. Then you will hit next. And it's going to be a head count. This comes in handy for smaller room reservations. Here, an event description, it's very good to be as detailed as possible so that approvers in Student Life and in Ragsdale know exactly what is happening at your event, who's coming, what you plan on doing, etc. Here, if your event is repeating, then you would say yes, and we would go through how to add repeating events. If your event is no, then you just select no. Repeating events are typically more like weekly meetings, monthly meetings, etc. One-off events, you're not going to repeat them. Here, you will select your start and end time and your date for the event. Today, I just selected today's date from 2 to 3. And the next screen, you'll be asked to pick a location. So you can do that by searching for locations. So we'll search for Fondren Lawn. Here, Fondren Lawn pulls up. If you see a green check mark, that means it is available for a reservation. If you see a red triangle, it means that somebody is already on that lawn and it's booked, no longer available for reservation. You will select your location. Then you will be brought to the screen for resources. Again, resources will be a topper tender, a PA system, tables, chairs, or trash cans, etc. You can search. So here we will search for topper tender. And remember, student orgs are always picking student life topper tender, and you'll notice three of three are available. So you'll select the topper tender and everything will populate over here on the right. Then in the next screen, you will be asked if there's any alcohol at the event. There shouldn't be. If you're going to have any off-campus attendees or any off-campus vendors. And if you need any outdoor amplified sound, which is typically no, because in the resources you can reserve a PA system from Student Life. So you would say no. If you have an event image, you can upload it here. Is this a sponsored event? No. Do you have any diagrams set up? There's no setup for Fondren Lawn. That's typically just for the maybe ballrooms. Here, this is always should be yes, because again, events and meetings should be submitted in 25 Live and Collegiate Link. In the next screen, you would see your name here as a scheduler and or requester. This is who we will contact if we have any questions, and this is also who Ragsdale will contact if they have any questions. Next, you're gonna select a category. If it's a meeting, you can have a meeting. Typically, you can just select student organized since you guys are student orgs. Next, again, be as detailed as possible. If you need anything special, go ahead and add it here. Then you'll agree. And then it'll automatically save as a draft and you'll hit save. It saves as a draft until it's approved. It gets approved by Ragsdale and Student Life. Main things we're looking for is making sure it's in both 25 Live and Collegiate Link, and you have all your resources reserved. Remember, all events and meetings need to be put in 10 days before the actual event. The system will not even allow you to select something that's less than 10 days. So please keep that in mind when planning events and signing up to reserve spaces and or resources.